Well, here we are, ready to go into Purgatory. Purgatory Chasm, or however you say it. We're gonna be trekking down that way. And there aren't many, if any, people, so we should have quite the socially distant friendly hike. We haven't even walked all that far in, but I decided that it was time to take yet another video because you don't see scenes like this normally in this area of Massachusetts. It's very, in my opinion, New Hampshire-esque. Maybe like a mini New Hampshire-esque. Oh, that's a tree. That's not all that amazing. Well, trees are amazing, but you know what, never mind. So we're going to continue our trek into Purgatory. We're a little bit more down the path, and I thought it was time for yet another video. I think that makes 3 right now, because I really wanted to get this shot on not just still picture film, but video film. I'm probably dating myself when I say film, huh? Film. Anyway, so it's like a ledge over here going down. So if you are thinking about going to visit Purgatory Chasm, or however you want to say it, if you do have little kids, you really should carry them, in my humble opinion. IMO, I think the cool kids say, because it could be dangerous. Right now it's not slippery, but there was a sign back yonder that said the rocks could be pretty slippery. So maybe in the morning or after it just rains, you know, things like that. So I would say use your common sense. Well, if you have common sense, just be careful if you do bring young ones. Benny's in my backpack. It looks like we're nearing the end of the trail, at least to this part of the chasm. You can see the blue marking on the rock. That's where I guess the technical trail is. This is looking back. I guess I should have started the video with that. This is looking back. We're near the end, but this is turning around view. They have this right now as a one-way. There are signs up there that says it's because of COVID, but I remember coming here years ago and it was a one-way then too. It's probably just safer. I can't imagine going both ways, having people go both ways here. And for the most part, it's quiet. There was a couple yelling at each other on top of the rocks, which was kind of funny. But I decided I wouldn't film that and post that because of the whole possibly getting sued thing. It was pretty amusing. But other than that, it's nice and peaceful. You can hear the wind. Like I mentioned before, it's almost like being in New Hampshire. And it's a nice, cool autumn day. Autumn. Remember during the last video when I said that it looked like we were towards the end of the chasm? Or chasm? Well, it looks like I was only half right. The cliffs are leveling off a little bit, but there's still a ways to go, and we're going to continue our trek down that way. It looks like there's a wooden bridge. Let me see if I can zoom in there. Wooden bridge that we get to cross. Hard to see on the camera. And for those of you who are wondering how long we've been gone, we've been on our trek. We left the car about 50. Oops, there we go. Can't see that, huh? Well, the phone says about 50 minutes, and we've gone 0.67 miles. So that is a really, really slow pace, but we have definitely taken our time. And so remember during the last video when I said that it looked like we were nearing the end of the chasm, or chasm, whatever, trail? It looks like I was only half right on that. So the cliffs are leveling off, but there still is a bit of ways to go. A bit of a ways, whatever. So we still have a way to go. So everything's not as high. It's getting a little smaller, shorter, petite, I don't know, whatever word you want to use. For those of you who are wondering, at this point we've gone about 0.68 miles, and we've been out for 51 minutes since leaving the car. So everything you've seen up to this point, that's how long it's taken. And I know that's a really slow pace, but we're really taking our time to be careful on the rocks. And honestly, there are a few spots here we just stayed for about 5 or 10 minutes at a time, just soaking in the beauty and soaking in the quietness in the nature. And Benny had to put that Band-Aid back on. That took a little while. We got to the end of the chasm, whatever you want to call it. And we're on the loop back that way. And there's a chipmunk. Oh, there he is. There he is. There she is. Oh. Zoomed in as far as I can go. So there's a bunch of wildlife around here, which is pretty cool. Oh, I think I scared. Oh, there it is. Probably said oh a lot. Oh well. Oh well. Looks like it went into its own cave. So now we are legitimately near the end. The trail started down there, and we walked through the chasm, whatever you want to call it, and the trail looped back up. So now we're on the top, and we can see a view of the chasm thing. And it's pretty cool. As you can see, you do need to be careful on the rocks. I think it was around here where I may have gotten hurt. Benny, I think. It might have been a little down more. And we have walked about, let me see. We have walked about, oh come on. Alright, 1.16 miles. I don't think you can see that too well. And we've been out for an hour and 22 minutes. So we did go at a really slow pace, but we're just taking it all in. And through the trees you can see the parking lot. Not the one we parked at. We parked at the one farther away because hashtag I didn't know better. This is as far as we made it on Charlie's path, because it is getting late and we're both getting a little hungry. But as you can see, Charlie's path is a bit more hiker friendly. As I point the camera to more rocks, but trust me, it is a little more hiker friendly. This one isn't as traveled, so if you're looking for an experience away from people and you come here on the weekend, you might have a better shot at finding some solitude on this path, because everyone is going for the main attraction, Purgatory, chasm, whatever. But you do get a pretty interesting view of the chasm and the leaves, as you can see. But if you can see through the leaves, if that makes any sense at all, you can see how high up we are. So it is still pretty cool. And we're going to head out now and look for a bite to eat.